Hey, hello, I'm Tunesy, if you couldn't tell by the channel name, of course. Oh my goodness, guys, we're on state 24. Tomorrow's freaking state 25. Day 25. We're literally gonna be halfway there tomorrow. Tomorrow's episode is gonna be a very well-known one, so keep a lookout for that one. I'm pretty sure everyone heard of it before. I think it's one of the most popular crime scenes ever. And yeah. I'd say it's like up there with Jeffrey Dahmer and stuff like that. Maybe. I don't know. Um but yeah, State 24 today. Episode 24. No freaking way, guys. That's freaking crazy to think about. Today I'm rocking my freaking Good Mythical Morning shirt. One of my favorite YouTubers. I love Good Mythical Morning so much. People don't know who they are. I wore this shirt to school today and no one knew who they were. Someone thought they were corn stars. I'm not gonna lie. um anyways, I told him yes, but then I was like no, I'm just kidding. But anyways, today's freaking state is Mississippi. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. I hate when people do that, like counting Mississippis. Like, oh my goodness. Also, Mississippi is a very hard freaking. No, Massachusetts is harder to spell than Mississippi. Mississippi is just Mississ. Wait, Mi. I'm not looking at anything. Let me close my eyes. Mississippi. Mississippi. That's easy as heck. I know you guys probably can't see my eyes, but I did close them on everything. Um. Anyways, yeah, today's Mississippi. Today's song of the day is "Cash Me Outside 2" by Ski Master Slump God. The genre is hip hop and rap. And yeah, I ain't got really nothing else to say. It's currently freaking 9:10. I just got finished editing yesterday's video, which was after Michigan. What's after Michigan? Oh my god, I forgot. Oh, Montana. No, not Montana. Uh Wait. Oh, Minnesota. It's Minnesota. How did I not know that? Anyways, yeah, I just got finished editing Minnesota, and oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, let's get started right away. Oh, this one's gonna be a short one, by the way. But let's get started. I'm rephrasing myself, but today's crime scene is taking place in Mississippi. Yeah. Today's murders or crime scene, although all of these has been murders, I think all of them are. I think the rest are murders. Is the Parker family murders. Thank goodness this one's short today, because I think tomorrow's going to be a very long one. At least from what I know of so far. It's a very well-known one. Everyone heard of it. And yeah, let's get started. By the way, sorry if I pronounce things wrong, by the way. Again, I realize I've been pronouncing things wrong in the past videos. I don't have good grammar, guys. Grammar police, I know. I need to get the grammar police on me. Get me arrested or something. But yeah, let's get started. Carl Webster Parker was born on November 29th, 1931 in Lyon, Mississippi, and grew up on a farm. He attended Walnut High School and then went on to study at Mississippi State University. He served in the Korean War and was a veteran of the United States Navy. In 1973, Carl Parker's first wife, Betty, was killed in a car crash when another vehicle hit their car. Carl and his two sons, Dean and Scott, survived. Carl went on to marry his second wife, Bobby Joe, on March 6, 1976. She attended Tennessee Temple University in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Together, the couple had two children, Gregory and Charlotte Joe. The family lived on the isolated farm and resided in Walnut, Quitman County, Mississippi. On February 2nd, 1990, the Parker family attended a Bible study class at Riverside Baptist Church. They left around 9 p.m. and returned home. Upon arrival, they encountered two robbers who were in the process of ransacking their home. Robert Simon Jr. and Anthony Carr bound the family of four. The family was then assaulted and tortured. The two cut off Carl's fingers to steal his wedding ring and raped Charlotte Joe. Investigators believe Carl was forced to watch the assault on his family and the rape of his 9-year-old daughter. Firefighters later reported that Carl had almost severed his own wrists, struggling against the extension cord used to bind his hands and feet. After the attack, Carr and Simon shot all four family members. Carla was shot twice in the side and between the shoulder blades. Bobby Joe was shot once in the chest. Gregory was shot twice, with one of the bullets hitting his heart. And Charlotte Joe was shot 4 times, 3 times in the back and once in the hip. Investigators believe Charlotte Joe broke free and attempted to flee. After shooting the family, Carr and Simon set the farm on fire with a petroleum product in an attempt to cover up the crime. It was later determined that Carl, Bobby Joe, and Gregory died from gunshot wounds, while Charlotte Joe's cause of death was smoke inhalation. A passing motorist first spotted the fire about 10 to 15 minutes after it had been started and immediately called emergency services. Firefighters arrived at the Parker home around midnight and began putting out the fire. They found the bodies of Carl, Gregory, and Charlotte Joe in a rear room near the back door of the farm and removed them from the house before the fire could spread further. After the fire was extinguished, they found the body of Bobby Joe in a back bedroom. Carr and Simon fled the farm in Carl's pickup truck, which was found abandoned the following morning in Clarksdale. A witness described seeing two black males abandon the pickup truck and flee down a nearby alley. Investigators linked Carr and Simon to the crime, and they were arrested that afternoon. The men were taken into custody in a residence without incident. Due to pretrial publicity, Carr and Simon were not tried in Quitman County. Instead, they were tried in separate counties. Quitman County had to raise their taxes and take a loan to cover the cost of both Carr and Simon trials, as well as the cost of their automatic appeals, which are granted to all death row inmates. In total, the cost was nearly $250,000. On July 6, 1990, Simon was sentenced to life in prison for the capital murder of Charlotte Joe Parker. He was also sentenced to 30 years for kidnapping and another 30 years for sexual battery of a child. He faced another capital murder trial later in the year for the remaining murders of the Parker family. For Charlotte Joe's murder, Simon was tried in Jones County. The jury was unable to agree on a death sentence unanimously, so he was sentenced to life in prison based on Mississippi law. Carr was tried for all four murders in Elkhorn County on a charge of venue. On September 18, 1990, Carr was found guilty of murdering each family member. Another inmate testified at Carr's trial that Carr had bragged in jail about the crime and had supposedly said he had a ball murdering the family and raping Charlotte Joe. One of the Carr's lawyers countered this claim by saying there was no kind of testimony less reliable than the testimony of a jailhouse snitch. On September 19th, 1990, Carr was sentenced to death for the capital murders of Carl, Bobby Joe, Gregory, and Charlotte Joe. Simon was tried for the remaining 3 murders in DeSoto County. On October 13th, 1990, Simon was sentenced to death for the capital murders of Carl, Bobby Joe, and Gregory. Following the Atkins v. Virginia ruling in 2002, which prohibits states from executing mentally disabled people, Carr's attorney tried to have his death sentence overturned, arguing that Carr was mentally disabled. In 2011, Simon was scheduled for execution, with a date set for May 24th, 2011. On May 13th, Simon filed a federal petition and motion to stay his execution because he was too mentally inconvenient to be executed. On May 24th, he was only 4 hours away from execution when a federal appeals court panel stopped the execution for proceeding to consider Simon's claim that he was inconvenient to be executed because he suffered a brain injury in a fall and had no memory. On March 1st, 2012, the Fifth Circuit reversed the denial of the petition and remanded the case for further proceedings. During Carr's appeal in 2013, two psychologists evaluated him. However, they both disagreed as to whether Carr was mentally disabled or not. A Quitman County circuit judge determined that it was too close to call and chose to uphold Carr's death sentence. In 2015, a federal judge ruled that Simon had faked losing his memory and placed him back on death row and in line for execution. Simon appealed the ruling. In 2016, the Mississippi Supreme Court overturned this ruling unanimously and sent the appeal back to the circuit court. Carl Parker's two sons from the original marriage to Betty, Dean and Scott, reacted to the decision with outrage. Scott Parker said, "It makes me sick to my stomach that one of these men could get off. I want to see justice done. I know it won't bring my family back, but will ease the pain." In November 2023, the state of Mississippi attempted to set an execution date for Simon once again. Simon's attorneys sought to delay the execution, stating that they were still seeking an evaluation of his mental competence. They further argued that Simon had not exhausted all of his legal options, citing multiple issues, including inadequate legal representations and a lack of funds for experts to evaluate his mental competence. The Mississippi Supreme Court ruled that an execution date would not be set for Simon until Fitch responded to Simon's claims, setting a deadline of December 20th, 2023 to Fitch to respond and file a rebuttal. A November 2023 report revealed that both Anthony Carr and Robert Simon were among the 37 condemned inmates remaining on Mississippi's death row. As of 2024, Carr remains on death row. As of September 2025, the Mississippi Supreme Court has not ruled on Fitch's motion to set an execution date or on Simon's mental competence claim. Geez, so this case is still ongoing too, which has been going on for quite a while. I'm guessing that, but this is a prediction. I'm guessing that both of them will be executed. I don't know why his attorney would state that he's disabled in a way, which I feel like it should have been discovered way earlier. But that's just in my opinion. Just in my opinion. And yeah, that's the end of today's story. This one's pretty crazy. There's a lot of family murders, which is, now thinking about it, pretty sad. Crazy, and a lot to do with fire and like stuff like that. People must be maniacs or something. That's the end of today's video. Tomorrow's the 25th. Yay, halfway through, guys. It's already almost the 50th. Let's see. It's gonna be the 50th day in 3 weeks from now. That's freaking crazy, guys. Can y'all believe that? In literally, like, let's see, the day I'm uploading this, it's Wednesday. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23. Wait. No, wait, it would be 25 more days. Yeah, 25 more days. And this freaking series will be ended. Why did I have to count? I'm stupid. Anyways, yeah, I don't want to yap anymore. That's the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for freaking watching. Hope you guys enjoy this series. The viewers have been getting kind of better. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.